Hello, ladies. Today I want to talk to you about 3 reasons to be a leader. I've heard many people ask themselves, why lead? Why even want to be a leader? Well, today I want to talk to you about 3 important reasons why you should consider yourself a leader and why it's important to lead. My name is Rosa Ore, and I am the founder of Latina Leaders Leaving a Legacy. And it is very exciting for me to come and do these videos and teach you about the importance of seeing yourself as a leader. Many women today, like myself, grew up in the Latin community, and in the Latin culture were taught that as females, we were not equipped to be a leader, that we were not called to be a leader, that men were called to be leaders. And that's far from the truth. And then many of us have also been taught through the church and other leaders that women should not be leaders. Well, my passion is to teach you what I've learned. My passion is to teach you that God has showed me that I'm called to be a leader, that I'm equipped, that I'm able, and that God has called us all to be leaders. And we all lead in some way or manner in our lives. Whether we acknowledge it or not, we are called to be leaders. So today I just want to expand on that a little bit more and be more specific as to the 3 reasons why we are called to be leaders. And why should we? Why not? Why shouldn't we lead? All right, so let's get into it. Okay. So first of all, one thing that I know that I always hear everyone talking about is, what's my purpose? No matter whether you're Christian or non-Christian, we always ask ourselves, God, what is my purpose? Why did you bring me to this earth? Why am I here? Why was I born? Who am I impacting? Who am I influencing? Am I making a difference, or am I just taking up space and breathing in air and just existing? Well, I believe that we were all called by God for a purpose. And in some way or manner, whether you believe it or not, you are a leader. You are leading someone, you are influencing someone, you are impacting somebody's life, you are touching somebody's life. And God brought you for a purpose. And being a leader and acknowledging and seeing yourself as a leader can help facilitate that journey to help you figure out what is your purpose here on earth. Why did God bring you here to this earth? What are you here to accomplish? Who are you here to impact? And I think that if you focus on that, then you're able to just find joy in your life. You'll find fulfillment. You'll find the peace of God. You'll find joy. You'll find purpose. Because it's so important when you have purpose. You wake up every day with a reason to live, a reason to breathe. Because I can say, with everything that's going on here today in our society, many of us are experiencing a lot of hopelessness, depression, anxiety, and it all comes from uncertainties, from not knowing what's going to happen next, not knowing what our purpose is, not having goals, not having an idea of what's going to happen tomorrow. What am I doing? What's my direction? But if we put our lives in the hands of God and we allow ourselves to see ourselves the way God sees us as leaders, it just takes away all that uncertainty. It takes away all the doubt, all the sadness, all the hopelessness, and depression has to flee. It has to go away, and anxiety has to go away when we begin to focus on who God created us to be. And part of that, a big part of that, is being a leader. Being a leader and seeing yourself as a leader helps you find your purpose. Amen. All right. I love to speak about these things. I'm so passionate because when I began to see myself as a leader, I found my purpose, and I realized that my purpose was to impact women, to change women's lives, to share my testimony, to share my journey and my doubts, my insecurities, my uncertainties in my whole life that I've experienced my whole life, and how God brought it all back together when I found my purpose. So that was number 1, is purpose. Why? 3 reasons to be a leader. This is reason number 2, is to make an impact. We are called to change the world. We are called to make an impact. We were not brought here on earth just just to waste time or just to exist or just to take up space. There's no reason why God would breathe air into you, into your lungs, and let you live every day just to exist for no purpose. There is people that are waiting for you to impact, for you to make a difference, for you not just to impact, but to inspire. There is something in your life. You have a gift, you have a story, you have a testimony, whether you believe it or not. God has saved you from something. He's protecting you every day. The reason you're alive is because He's been protecting you. He's been blessing you with another day, another opportunity to do some good here on earth. So if we see ourselves as representatives of God, as a leader sent here on earth with a purpose to impact others, you will wake up the next day knowing, yes, I have a purpose. God has a plan for me, and I'm going to make an impact, and I'm going to change lives. And if you think that there is nothing inside of you to give positively to another person, you are mistaken. There is some life lesson inside of you that is waiting to be told and released to another human being that will set them free. You are not the only one going through struggles, going through challenges, going through ups and downs, peaks and valleys in life, in our faith. We all go through struggles. We all have our ups and we have our downs. My journey has not been easy. My journey has been a tough one, and it's taken me many, many years to get where I'm at, in a place of peace, in a place where I know that God allowed me to go through all these things for a purpose, and that all that past is going to bless somebody and set somebody free. So that's why I'm here. I'm sitting here sharing this with you because I want to make an impact in your life. All right, reason number 3, service. We are all called to serve one another. We're all called to bless one another. And whether it be, and I think of service, immediately I just think of the things I love to do, cook. Whether it be baking something for someone, or blessing a family with cookies or a cake or dinner if they're going through something. There are families right now who are experiencing health issues that can't get up and go to the grocery store and cook for themselves, and they don't have money to be ordering out every day. You could be cooking and blessing their family with dinner today. So service, you can serve in so many ways. Even if you don't, and I just use the example of cooking because I love to cook and bake. But if you're not a cook and you're not a baker, that's fine. If you have a car, bless somebody with a ride to work. I remember when I was younger, living in New York City, and I had a couple of friends of mine who were single moms, and I was pretty much the only single mom with a good working car. If they had cars, it was the car would dangerously break down on them in the middle of the road. And in New York City, if you know the weather, it gets down very, very cold. It's like below zero. It goes down really, really low. And when you're traveling with children in the mornings and in the afternoons, picking them up from school, it's so difficult. It is such torture to wake up 5, 6 in the morning and have to go onto 1 degree weather, and it's just horrible. And I had a car. I had 3 kids. I'm a single mom of 3 kids. My kids are adults now, but when they were little, I thank the Lord that He provided for me to have a car. And what I did was that I served my friends, and I would go drive. I didn't care the distance. I would drive to their homes, pick up their kids, and so that they could head to work and go in direction and go in peace. And I would drive their children to school, and I would make sure that the children got into school, made it safely, made it warm, in warmth in my car. And then I would drop them off, and I would call the mom and say, hey, I dropped them off and they're fine. And that brought so much peace to the moms that I served. And that's what we are called to do. And that I served as a leader. I was a leader amongst my single mom friends. I was a single mom, and I just took the leadership in that situation. And I said, you know what? I'm going to help all of us. I'm going to help our children. I'm going to help protect all of us, because that's what God has blessed me with, the ability to drive, and he provided a car for me. And I'm going to use those gifts to bless you. And that's what we're called to do. So once again, I'm going back to the original question. 3 reasons to be a leader? Why not? Why not lead when you can? Leading leads you to find your purpose. Leading leads you to make an impact. Leading just leads you to serve your fellow man and to bring blessings to other people. So don't take it for granted. Don't take it lightly when God calls you to be a leader. You're called to lead everyone around you, your children. If you don't have children, your friends, your co-workers, your boss. You can lead right where you are at. So being a leader is a great blessing. I hope this blessed you today. And if this blessed you, subscribe to my channel, Latina Leaders Leaving a Legacy. Follow me on Instagram and on Facebook. God bless you, ladies.